Welcome racing fans to Motorsports Radio for Saturday, July 2nd, show number 7216, and we're on the MR1 channel as we recap last night's next car Xfinity Series race, the Subway Firecracker 250. With a crazy green-white checkered finish, Eric Almirola wound up winning in the 98 car. We'll get right into it. The Subway Firecracker 250 powered by Coca-Cola. Scheduled number of laps was 100, but they went to 103 with a green-white checkered. Pole sitter David Reagan in the 18 Toyota, who was filling in for Matt Tifft, who was having a brain tumor removed. It was reported everything is all right and was actually watching the race last night. David Reagan actually had Matt Tiff's name on the 18 car. Starting second, Austin Dillon, the number 2 Chevrolet, who was the 2015 July Daytona Xfinity winner. Starting third, Eric Jones in the number 20 Toyota. Green flag drops at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. BJ McLeod, the 78 Ford, starts in the rear with an unapproved body adjustment. Top 3, lap 3, David Reagan, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, 18, 20, and the 19. Austin Dillon drops down the 4th and climbs back to take the lead at lap 4. Top 3, lap 4, Austin Dillon, Joe Logano in 2nd, Darrell Wallace Jr. in 3rd, 2:22 in the 6th. But at lap 6, it was Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, David Reagan, 2:22.18. Caution 1, lap 8 for the 07 car, Ray Black Jr. and 3 others get tangled. The 07, major damage. The 90 goes into the 97, puts the 97 into the wall. The 25 and the 07 got collected. So the 90, Mario Gosselin. 97 was driven by Alex Gwinnett. Scott Lagasse Jr. Long time since we heard this from this guy. He was in the 25 and the 07 Ray Black Jr. No competition caution scheduled for lap 15, but then they changed it to lap 20. So cars pitting during this caution cannot refuel. That is the rule, that if a caution comes out before a scheduled competition caution, you can get tires, but you cannot refuel. Restart lap 14. Now, however, the 97 takes fuel. Alex Gwinnett, and NASCAR put Alex Gwinnett 1 lap down. Jeremy Clements gets popped for too many over the wall. Jeremy Clements in the 51 car. Top 3 into this restart. Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, David Reagan, 2:22.18. Logano takes the lead at the end of lap 14, going into lap 15. Elliott Sadler up to 2nd, Eric Jones up to 3rd. So now you got the 22, the 1, and the 30. And another wreck at lap 15. A whole bunch of cars, which brings out the second caution. Lap 14, one of the cars which got messed up, the 19, driven by Daniel Suarez. The 2 of Austin Dillon gets collected. Also the 24, the 33, the 42, and the 6. Also the 20, the 6, which got loose first. Basically, the number 6 car got loose, and then there was a chain reaction, but a whole bunch of cars. It was the 6, the 42, the 33, 24, 20, the 25, 48, the 4, the 01, and the 87. So that would be Darrell Wallace Jr., Justin Marks, Brandon Jones, Corey LaHoy, Eric Jones, Scott Lagasse Jr., Brendan Poole, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Joe Nemechek. A frantic Friday evening at Daytona Beach. This would actually bring out the red flag. They do return to yellow, and competition caution, which was now scheduled for lap 20. However, NASCAR decided to declare this caution, the second, to be the competition caution, which they do. So if a caution comes out very close to the scheduled competition caution, then they'll just consider that the competition, and then therefore now cars are allowed to go for fuel. The decision was made at lap 17 when they reopened pit road. The restart, lap 22, top 3 now. Ty Dillon, Elliott Sadler, Joey Logano. The 3, the 1, and the 22. Elliott Sadler then takes the lead. Joey Logano takes the lead back. Now the top 3, the 22, the 3, and the 18. Logano, Dillon, David Reagan. Then it was Logano, Ty Dillon, Elliott Sadler. And then Eric Jones spins, and this brings out caution number 3, lap 24. And there was beef between the 3 and the 22. And I'm a Joey Logano fan, but I must say, yesterday, he was being a little douchey. Restart lap 29. Joey Logano Ty Dillon, Elliott Sadler, top 3, 22, 3, and the 1. Darrell Wallace Jr. gets penalized during that caution for speeding on pit road. Ty Dillon takes the lead, then Joey Logano takes the lead. Ty Dillon down to 3rd, David Reagan up in 2nd, so the 22, 18, and the 3 to top 3. The end of lap 29 going into lap 30. Then at lap 31, it was Joey Logano, Ty Dillon, Elliott Sadler, 22, 3, and the 1. And this would be all the way through lap 41. And that's when caution number 4 comes out. And number 41, lap 41, Ryan Preece, the 01, has a blown engine. Darrell Wallace Jr. is the lucky dog, puts him back in the lead lap. And then the restart, lap 48. Now, it's crazy how the leads change. Now, you have Ross Chastain, Brendan Gowen, Elliott Sadler top 3. 4, 62, and the 1. Logano does climb back up to take the lead, although one might argue that maybe Logano was being a little bit of a jerk, bumping. He kept bumping the 3, because now you can't lock bumpers in Xfinity Series, but you can bump. You can bump while the cars are picking up speed, and after a while, you gotta let the distance get between you and the car in front of you. And there was radio communication between the 3 and the number 3 team, and they were definitely getting aggravated with Joey Logano on Friday. And then the number 19 gets loose, Daniel Suarez, and head on into the inside infield wall. That would be lap 49. Lap 50 would be the race halfway mark, still under yellow. Restart lap 53. Top 3, Joey Logano, Ak Almirola, Ty Dillon, 29, 98, and the 3. And then it was the NBC SN blackout. Some technical difficulties. And then question 6 comes out, lap 67. Now, there was just tenths of a second between these cars. The delta is the time between each car. So, Formula 1, if you watch Formula 1, they'll display the delta. NASCAR, they'll display the time between the leader and whatever car. So, the time between the leader and the second place guy, the time between the leader and the third place guy. But the delta is the time between each individual car. And it was too close for comfort on Friday. The number 15 spins, driven by Ryan Ellis. This brings out question number 6, lap 67. Scott Lagasse Jr. is the lucky dog with the free pass. Right rear tire goes down on the number 15. Restart lap 71. And now you have Justin Allgaier in front with the number 7. Darrell Wallace Jr. in second. Chase Elliott third. Chase Elliott was driving the 88 car on Friday. Ty Dillon drops down to 6th. Joey Logano down to 7th. But then Elliott Sadler takes the lead. Ak Almirola in second. Joey Logano back up to 3rd. Allgaier dropped down to 6th. Lap 75, the last 25, still the 1, the 98, 22, top 3. Lap 80, the last 20, and anything can and will and usually does happen in the last 20 laps. Top 3, lap 81, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, and a fight for first between the 22 and the 88. The 88 does steal the lead, so now you got the 88, the 1, and the 98. Chase Elliott, Elliott Sadler, Ak Almirola. Joey Logano, at this point, drops all the way down to 10th. The 22 may have forced the 88 below the yellow line, and it was actually determined to be so by NASCAR officials. Now remember, you can't drive in the apron, that's why that line's there. Now some tracks, Phoenix, they do let you go into the apron because Phoenix has that funky turn 4. But most tracks can't go into the apron. However, the 22 kind of forced them down there, so they did not penalize Chase Elliott for that. See, that's how he was racing. That's how Logano was racing on Friday, and so and he does drive kind of a little crazy. Chase Elliott Sadler, Ak Almirola, top 3. Chase Elliott 88 then gets free trained on both sides. He drops down to 21st. Then David Reagan, the pole setter, back in the lead. David Reagan, Ak Almirola, Elliott Sadler, top 3, lap 89. And this would be the top 3 all the way through lap 96. And this is when the crazy finish started to take place. Caution 7, lap 96. The 93 car, David Starr spins, gets into the 4 and the 48. The 4, Ross Chastain. The 48, Brendan Poole. And then we go into overtime. Very little damage on the 4 and the 48. The 93 got the most damage. And now things get interesting because now we have a green-white checkered and the overtime line in the backstretch. And I had a gut feeling that this race was going into OT yesterday. They do a green-white checkered attempt, which was successful. Lap 100. Aric Almirola in first place. David Ragan in second. Eric Jones in third. 98, 18, and the 20. Don't blink during a green-white checkered. White flag flies lap 102. And now you have Aric Almirola in first. Justin Allgaier running second. And out of nowhere comes Ryan Siege in third. So the 98, the 7, and the 39. And OMG, David Ragan into the wall. There was a bunch of cars just got banged up. Put David Ragan into the wall, which would have been a really good. It would have been a good win for David Ragan to win just because of the circumstance. Now the caution does not come out. Even the caution does come out, even though it was the last lap. The white flag was in the air. They crossed the line. Final lap. As they were coming around turn 4, heading towards the finish line, he had a big wreck back there. Wreck on turn 4 as the field was crossing the line, or actually heading towards the line. They're on the way to the line when the caution light came out. And the leader, they weren't sure. So they weren't sure who won. It took a little while for them to figure out. Was it Justin Allgaier in the 7 or Aric Almirola in the 98? Okay, as they say in horse racing, too close to call. Now, the caution comes out because, so the rule with the green-white checkered, I know we mentioned this plenty of times. The restart on a green-white checkered isn't an official till they get around to the overtime line, which in most cases is in the middle of the backstretch. Now, if a caution comes out before they get to the overtime line, then they have another green-white checkered, and they'll keep doing it until they have a successful restart. Now, the OT line is only for a green-white checkered. Normal restart, it's the restart zone, and everybody knows about that. And so the yellow comes out, the 7 and the 98 right next to each other, and it was close, very close. Eventually, it was determined that after video review that Aric Almirola was the winner. Now, with the green-white checkered, with the white comes out, and then usually, I guess they brought the caution out, and it was really a safety issue. Caution comes out, field is frozen. Whenever that yellow light comes on, and the yellow flag's out there, field is frozen. No passing, no nothing. So whatever position you're in, that is it. Now, IndyCar finishes with a yellow checkered. So if an IndyCar, if you're in first place when the caution comes out and you're on the final lap, you're coming in for the win. No one's going to pass you. That's how it is. NASCAR used to be like that until they came up with this green-white checkered. And such. Some people like it, some people hate it. But if it's a safety issue and they have to throw out the yellow flag, then they have to do it. Especially when you have a big wreck like that, which was at least 10 cars. I mean, you got cars coming around the backstretch. They might not know what's going on over in the front, coming around turn 4. Especially at a big track like Daytona, which is huge. So the caution light, 1, okay, signals that there's a caution. Also warns the other drivers that there's something coming up, so be on the lookout. So that's why you got the yellow light. So I think NASCAR did a good thing on here. They made the call. Aric Almirola, the winner, and this is the first Xfinity Series win for Aric Almirola since 2007 in Milwaukee. So there you go. So the top 5 finishes: Aric Almirola, the winner. Justin Allgaier finishes in second. Joey Logano third.